Hello, friends. It's Miss Gallahue here for today's reading lesson. I am so excited about today's lesson because we're going to be talking more about our names. In our last reading video, we read a book called Chrysanthemum. And in that book, a little girl realized just how perfect her name was. Even when people were being hurtful because she was named after a flower and because she had so many letters in her name, she knew that her name was absolutely perfect. And guess what? Your name is too. Today, we're going to read a little bit more about why names are so important, why it's important to tell people our name and to make sure that they say our name right. It's also going to remind us that it's important that we say other people's names right too. And when someone tells us how to say their name, we remember it so we can pronounce it correctly. So let's read. Your name is special. Your name is special. Your name makes you who you are. When you meet someone, one of the first things you will probably tell them about yourself is your name. Your name is a part of you. I want you to say your name out loud on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. It is so important that when we share our names, we make sure other people are listening. And when people tell us their names, we listen. Your name is who you are. When someone wants your attention, they will probably use your name. If you want someone to know something is yours, you might write your name on it. When you see your name on an award, it feels good. I want you to think about your name now. Do you like your name? Do you like seeing it written on envelopes like Chrysanthemum does? Do you like the sound of it when someone calls your name? Do you like your name? A change of name. Some people choose to go by nicknames. It may be their middle name or a name that their family or friends have given them that they enjoy. Some people choose to go by a name that matches the way they identify. So sometimes people don't really like the sound of their name or it doesn't feel like them. So they may ask you to call them something different. It might not be what's on the school list, but it's what makes them feel good. And when someone tells us what they want us to call them, it's important that we listen and that we change to make sure we're calling them by a name that makes them feel good and makes them feel seen and important. Your full name is important. People may want to give you a nickname because they think your name is too hard to pronounce or too hard to remember. If this makes you feel like your full name isn't important, let them know. With practice, they can learn it. So sometimes people might have a hard time saying our name. But if your name feels good to you, it's important that you tell them that they need to learn it. We don't have to let anybody call us by a nickname that we don't like. If someone is calling you a name or a nickname that you don't like, you tell them that they need to call you by your full name. Correct them every time. Sometimes when you tell people your name, they may pronounce or say it wrong. So sometimes people don't say our name right, they say it wrong. Make sure you correct them every time. Your name is special. It is a part of who you are. Now I'm going to tell you a secret. Are you ready? Sometimes teachers make mistakes. That's not a secret. We know that. Everybody makes mistakes. In our classes, we have a lot of students with lots of beautiful different names. And sometimes we get them wrong. I know that I have said students' names wrong a lot. But whenever I do, I really hope that you say, "Oh, Miss Gallahue, that's not my name." And you fix the way that I'm saying it. Anytime anybody says your name wrong, you should tell them, "Hey, that's not right." And you can tell them the right way to say your name. Your name is important, and it's part of who you are. Other people can learn how to say your beautiful name. We have to be mindful. Now, some people may mispronounce your name. They might say your name wrong because of their accent or a speech disorder they have. In these cases, people do not mean to mispronounce your name. It's important to be mindful of this. So sometimes if people speak a different language at home, their voice might sound a little bit different to us. So they might pronounce our name a little bit differently. It's not because they're trying to say it wrong. That's just how they say it with their voice. And that's okay. We just need to think about it. Your name is important. Sometimes, when people keep mispronouncing our names or call us by the wrong name, it can feel like they aren't taking the time to really see how important we are. Your name is important, so remind them of that. Sometimes it feels kind of yucky if someone keeps saying your name wrong, or if people don't really listen when you tell them the right way to say it. If that happens, remind them that, hey, my name is important and you need to learn how to say it. We can stand up for ourselves and use our big voice to tell others that our name is important and they need to learn it. Take the time to learn. Names are important to people for so many reasons. Some names are common and some are unique. So sometimes we hear the same name a lot, and sometimes we meet someone with a name we've never heard before. All names are special. When we hear a name that is new to us, we should take the time to learn it and try our hardest to say it properly. So even if it's a name and we need to ask them 2 or 3 times, can you say your name again? That's okay. It's really important that we learn how to say the names. Awesome. So I want you to take a minute and think about your name. What does it remind you of? Close your eyes and think about your name. What do you see when you close your eyes and say your name? My first name is Bryn. I spell it Brynn. When I think about my name, it reminds me of a few different things. It reminds me of a bumblebee because Bryn starts with a B just like bumblebee. So I always think of bumblebees when I hear my name. It also makes me think of my mom and my dad because they're the ones that gave me my name. I love my name. I think it's so beautiful. So when I close my eyes and I'm thinking about my name, I also see sunflowers, just like up here. I see sunflowers because I feel happy when I think of my name, and I love sunflowers. I want you to start thinking about that with your name because we have an activity today that you're going to get to design and show us what your name makes you think of. So in Google Classroom, remember how to get to Google Classroom, you're going to see a link to go to Seesaw. When you get there, you're going to log in as a student and make sure you click Sign In with Google. You need to click this G. This will make sure that you don't need any code and it'll log you in. You need to click the G. When you get there, you're going to click the green button to add response. And here's what our worksheet's going to look like. It says, when you say my name, here's what I want you to picture. So if I were going to fill this out for my name, Bryn, when you say the name Bryn, I would want you to picture sunflowers and bumblebees. So I would draw pictures of sunflowers and bumblebees because they make me happy, and I hope they make other people happy as well. Then it says, if my name was on a billboard, here's how I would design it. So let me show you an example of a billboard. Billboards are really big posters that are up in the sky. Maybe you see some when you're driving around or walking through town. And they design it. You can design it however you want. So on your billboard, you're going to write your name. So you're going to write your name on here. You can use whatever colors. You can draw any pictures. You can design it however you want. But if you were going to make a big billboard to put up in the sky so everyone can see it with your name on it, what would you want it to look like? I am so excited to see all of your hard work and to learn more about how you want us to see your name. I cannot wait. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.